What's up, guys? God's Elite back with another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about our weekly activities this week. And I know you saw on the thumbnail, the shader and everything. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Real quick, we're going to go over everything that we're doing this week that's on our little activities board out here on the menu. So first, of course, we have the weekly featured raid, which is 390 light Wrath of the Machine. So you can do either the Vosik challenge or the Aksis challenge, whichever one. And that links in with the shader, so we'll talk about that when we get down to the tower. So you can get some raid set gear, some Age of Triumph ornaments for beating the challenges. Moving on, we have the Challenge of Elders. You can go get the sigil from Vosik, and it's just the 390 light version. This week you've got melee kill bonus, so if you get melee kills, you get extra points. The Nightfall this week is Winter's Run on Venus. Not sure whether if it's the regular one or the Taken one, but I'm pretty sure it's probably the Taken one. But for mods, we have Epic, as always. Heavily shielded and highly aggressive enemies appear in greater numbers. Specialist, special weapon damage is favored, so when you get to that final boss, sniper rifles are going to just melt him. Chafe, player radar is disabled. Ironclad, more enemies have shields. And Exposure, Guardian shields are increased but do not replenish. Just be careful to make sure you look at your health. If you're low on health, it's not going to come back very fast. So, make sure you got somebody with a bubble, or, if you're on a Warlock, something that will give you health back. Or even like a Red Death, a kill will give you some health back. Moving on to the weekly Siva Crisis Heroic Strike. For the modifiers on it, we have Heroic, so enemies appear in greater numbers and are more aggressive. Solar Burn, so get your favorite Solar Burn weapons out. My favorite primary with solar elemental damage is the Genesis Chain, because of its Firefly ability. The thing is a beast. We also have Specialist on, so if you've got a black hammer you want to get, not black hammer, black spindle that you want to get out, that thing is going to do a ton of damage, or any other solar sniper, or even shotguns, sidearms, things like that. Then Fresh Troops, some enemy squads have been fortified with additional reinforcements. Moving on from that, we have our weekly story playlist. This week the missions are from Dark Champions. So this is going to be missions from Dark Below, House of Wolves, things like that. For our modifiers, we have Brawler, so Guardian melee damage is greatly increased. Solar Burn again, so solar damage from any source greatly increased. It's going to make these missions very easy. Heroic enemies appear in greater numbers and are more aggressive. And then finally, for our Crucible this week, it's no longer Iron Banner. We now have Mayhem Clash, which is pretty much what it was last week. So we get to enjoy that Mayhem again. I really enjoyed Mayhem Clash Iron Banner. I hope the next one is Mayhem Supremacy for Iron Banner or something like that. The Mayhem, I finally played an Iron Banner where I loved every moment of it. Even losing, I loved. It was so fun to play. And if you do the weekly Crucible, the weekly story playlist, and a weekly Siva Crisis Heroic Strike, you get one Treasure of Ages apiece, which can get you some of the gear. I'll show you real quick. I have the helmet on my Titan, as well as the chest also. So these are what they look like. So you can get those, as well as some other things, ornaments, and such like that. So that being said, let's move on down to the old Earth. And no. Let's move on down to the old tower, and we'll see what they got down there. Alright, so we're over here at the armor shader in the tower, and I'm going to show you the shader I was talking about in the thumbnail that I think is the coolest shader we got. I saw a couple people rock it in Iron Banner. So it's called Wildfire. Now, you can get this by defeating Aksis in the weekly feature raid. It's not guaranteed if you beat him. It's just something that can drop, just like the rest of these. So you can get this from the Oryx, defeating Oryx. You can get this one from defeating Crota. And these are all with the weekly featured 390 versions. This one's for Atheon. But this one right here looks so cool, and I'll show you on my Titan. Look at how it glistens. Oh man, it's so beautiful, and I really want it. So this will motivate me to probably play this week. I'll show you real quick what the other ones look like. This is what the one for Taken King looks like. Very dark. I like it. Very shiny though. This is for Crota's End. Got that green to it. Still doesn't beat the original in my opinion. And then you got Time Glass for the Vault of Glass. So that's the shader, this one right here. I hope some of you get it. If you have, send me a tweet at I Am God's Elite. I really want that shader so bad. But let's head on over to old Shaxx and Zavala and check them out. And if you're doing Shaq's bounties this week, our first one we have is Back to Basics. I'm actually almost done with it, it looks like. But basically you have to play Clash. So Mayhem Clash, that's the weekly Crucible, will actually help you to get this. It's just going to be hard to get some of these primary kills because everybody's going to be using their supers. But you have to get 7 match completions, 50 primary kills, 25 assists, and 25 ability kills. And then he also has a game of Rifts, so of course you have to play the Rift match type. You have to get 7 match completions, 50 primary kills, 25 assists, just like the other one, but this one you have to get runner stopped, which is where you kill the person who grabs the thing as they're running. It's really not that bad, definitely something that you can do during these 7 match completions. And then if you plan on doing any strikes or the Nightfall this week, you can come over here and grab Zavala's bounty. So Strike Elite, earn gold tier, silver tier, or bronze tier medals playing strikes. So you only got to get 9 bronze or 3 gold or some sort of mixture of the 3. And then Sunrise, you got to get gold tier in under 30 minutes in the Nightfall. So if you get through the Nightfall in under 30 minutes, it gives you about 20k bonus points. So if you're not quite to gold yet, don't worry. And then Simply Perfect, complete Siva Crisis strikes without any member of your fire team dying to earn flawless medals. It seems tough, but it's actually a lot easier than you would think. Let's move on over to the Iron Temple and check out those artifacts. Before we do the artifacts, if you need some extra Vanguard reputation, you can do some of Shiro's bounties. And so the first one is Together We Rise. So you got to complete public events and Plague Lands. Basically, you can go to Archon's Forge and do 5 of those, and that'll give it to you. Next is Pull the Plug. So kill fallen majors and ultras, very easy to do, especially while playing Archon's Forge. And then you have to do Archon's Forge Servitors and Archon's Forge Vandals. For our artifacts this week, we have the first one, Memory of Fell Winter. So lose your super but gain 1 extra grenade melee charge and small boost to all stats. Orbs grant melee and grenade energy. Now why this has intellect I have no idea because it takes your super away. But I've actually never ever used it. Let me know in the comments if you have, what you think of it. I can't really give you a review because I just haven't touched it. But I do pretty good in Crucible and I've never used it. So I mean, I don't know, take what you want out of that, I guess. Memory of Timur is the next one. So melee attacks on minions of the darkness have a chance to temporarily turn the target against its allies. I hate this one just because it's cool to think about and to look at and to see it happen. But then when you're doing a really hard activity and someone is on your side and you forget about them, they turn around and melee you when your health is low and you die. So sometimes it don't work out too hot. And then you've got Memory of Perun. Enemy guardians with full supers and all enemies with low health are highlighted. Let me know in the comments, do you know how this works? Because I've actually never noticed what it looks like when this is actually going on. I've never seen like a marker that tells me anything, so I have no clue. But I prefer mostly to use the one that keeps you from getting burned up or the elemental damage over time killing you, and Scoria, of course, especially for PvE. So those are the ones that I like to run, but these right here, if you don't have them, it's something to collect if you want to, and maybe in certain circumstances you might need some of them. But that's pretty much it for the activities, guys. Try to keep it real quick this week. I hope you have a great rest of your week. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Comment below, let me know if you've got that shader or not, or what you think about those artifacts. Send me a picture, like I said, if you do have the shader, on Twitter at IamGodsElite, and you'll see him here at the end of the video. Make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed. We will have a Destiny 2 Deluxe Edition giveaway on your console of choice or PC once we hit 1,000 subs. We're getting very close. We're almost to 970, so we're almost 30 away. So tell your friends about it if they're interested in the game. Maybe you even have a friend that played, never even played Destiny 1 and wants to get into it. I have a friend that's not even played Destiny, but he's thinking about Destiny 2 just because of how much I've enjoyed it and how long that I've played the game. So you never know. So we'll be doing that as soon as that happens, and I'll let it go over the summer so we can make sure everybody gets their entries in. That being said, guys, hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video.